Uh-oh, she's on the floor again. You know what that means. Things are about to get deep. You seem to really dig the video I made, which was a little bit emotional not long ago about friendships and friends. I just want to take the time for this beginning part of the video to say that my light just nearly fell down on my head. I cannot thank you enough for the amount of support and love and positivity and niceness that you guys gave to me in that video comment section. I can't read the comment section of that video without mentally preparing myself because it's just so beautiful. It's one of the best, my favourite places on the internet is that comment section. You were telling me that you could relate to it, and even that in itself was lovely because it's nice to know you're not alone, and it was even nicer to know that I could help you by letting you know that you're not the only one. This is just our thought spot, and today I'm going to be thinking and talking about sexuality. So sexuality has been a big part of my life since I was around 13. My oldest sister came out as gay, and then my next sister came out as gay, and obviously as a kid I learned that my first sister was gay and I didn't really know much about it, so I was kind of like, what does that mean? Is that a bad thing? And I'm not going to go into too much detail about how they coped with it and stuff, but because obviously my oldest sister who came out when I was so young, I realised that she was reacting to it as if it was a bad thing, and she was getting upset about it. Obviously when she came out she was quite upset because, you know, it's quite a big thing to do, and so in my child mind I used to think, so it's a bad thing then because she's upset about it and it's something she doesn't want, and she's finding it difficult to tell my mum. Obviously as I grew up I learned what it really is, what it really means, how it's not a choice, how people coped with it, like bad things, good things. You just hear lots of different stories about people who are struggling with coming out or struggling with their sexuality, or maybe even expressing their sexuality. I've been to many gay prides and it's so freaking cool and insane to see all these people be so happy about who they're with and why they're with them, and so many different points of view when it comes to sexuality. And then there's the side of your family and older generations who are a little bit new to the whole idea. I can get that, I understand why that would be frustrating to you, but at the same time it's one of those things where you need to remember that's what they're used to. It wasn't actually long ago that it was seen as a bad thing, but I think that's just when you've grown up in that generation, it's kind of just always going to be there. From my own mind, from my own person growing up in this generation, I have thought about sexuality, and as I've gotten older it's kind of made me realise, what is the point of sexuality? Why does sexuality have to be a thing that is a deal? I mean, a few YouTubers have recently come out as gay, and a lot of comments are saying you didn't even need to do this, you don't have to come out. If you're gay, you're gay, you shouldn't have to need to do that. We would love you no matter what. If you just suddenly dated a guy, then cool. If you suddenly dated a girl, then fine. It doesn't really necessarily matter that you tell us or not, which is a good point. It really is. Probably one of the first questions people who are gay get asked is, how did you come out? Some people might just be like, I didn't. I just was who I was, and people knew that was the way I was, and I didn't have to officially sit them down and say, right, so this is my traditional stereotypical coming out speech and listen up. And that's my own opinion too. A story that involves two men is just as beautiful as a story that involves two women, or a man and a woman, regardless of who it is. Maybe it's because I grew up in a family where my two sisters were gay. Maybe it's because I'm so used to the fact that it's normality that this feels like it's like this, but I feel like sexuality isn't necessary at all, and one day I hope it isn't. One day I hope that someone's sexuality isn't as important as people think it is. One day I hope that sexuality isn't a label anymore. I hope that people just see one another as a potential lover, depending on the not depending on the gender. I hope that one day we will all love each other for who each other is, but then have the maybe stronger feelings for any particular gender that they have a stronger feeling for. If somebody asked me what my sexuality was, I've only been with guys in my life, and I would no way sit here and say to you that I'm gay because I've only been with guys. I wouldn't, if a woman walked into this room right now and she was awesome, she was great, she was fun, and I had this connection with her that I've never had a connection with someone else before, what's for me to say I wouldn't date her? This sounds like a coming out video, but it's really not. What I'm saying is gender is the last thing on my mind when it comes to things like that. If a friend of mine started dating a girl, I wouldn't be like, oh, I would just be like, cool, I'm so happy for you, I can see you getting along with them really well. And probably what I just said to you was really weird, and if somebody was to ask me what sexuality you are, I would only, if I had to give an answer, say that I'm straight, because currently I am. I'm with a guy. If I loved someone for who they are, then what hangs in between their legs isn't as necessary. Happiness is the biggest necessity. If that person makes me happy, then who's to say that I can't be with them because they have a vagina or a willy? Let's say I dated a guy and then we broke up, and then he dated a guy after me, and I wouldn't like take offense. I wouldn't be like, he dated me and now he's gone off with a guy. Like, what? Instead, I'd be like, well, he either found himself later on in life, or he just saw love in someone else stronger than he did me. I just wish that in the future coming out won't be such a big issue. I just wish that if you came home with a woman and showed her to your mother and said, this is the love of my life, I wish for a day that that woman would be happy because her daughter has found happiness in this person and will be happy for the rest of her life, instead of the fact that she has a daughter that is gay. Why is that an issue other than the stigma that is attached from years ago, and that needs to just be moved out the door and just never seen again? Maybe because she won't be able to produce with this woman, but times have moved on. There is ways to have children now with anybody you want. Obviously there needs to be procedures and stuff, but it can happen. If someone can see happiness in another person and they have a relationship with somebody who will change the rest of their lives if they stay with that person forever, why is the fact they're not like everybody else more important than the fact that they are going to be so much more happier than somebody else? You could have a straight person called Bob and a gay person called Jerry. Bob's single and straight, and his mum doesn't like it because he needs to find a girlfriend. Whereas this guy here, he comes out as himself and he likes a guy and he's gay and he does the whole coming out thing, and he is happy and ecstatic with this guy he has found and feels so lucky to have. Yet his mum is just as disappointed as this one because this one doesn't have anybody and she feels the same. He hasn't settled yet. He isn't with anyone. Well, he is, but she's not seeing that because she doesn't accept it. And that's what I feel like a lot of parents are like. Honestly, I'm not just saying this to look cool or look nice or look lovely. I don't see gender anymore. Even with friends, actually, I have a lot more guy friends than girls. That's purely because I get along with them more. I'm not going to be like, oh, I should probably get a lot less guy friends because I have a lot of guy friends already. If I think a guy's cool, I think he's cool. It doesn't mean anything to me. And if I think a girl's cool, then that's cool too. I'm not going to be like, oh, first girl mate. One day I wish that gender is less important. That goes for anything else as well, like jobs, priorities and all that crap, but this is mainly sexuality. There's probably a million other more things that I can say. If somebody makes you happy and if you feel like there is more feelings there than friendship, please consider their gender last. Consider yourself before the people around you. If you know that people might act negatively towards it, then please put your happiness first and forward with what you want deep inside more than other people. However, if you feel like you're in an unsafe environment and you can't come out yet, then there will be a time you can just be who you want. But if you feel like you're in danger and as much as you would love to express it, you can't, remember you can do that one day. And if now is not the time, then it will be one day, I promise you. I don't want to put anyone in an unsafe position and tell everyone that gender isn't as important, because to some people it really is, and to some people are dangerous and disgusting and you never know what they're capable of. People should just celebrate each other's happiness instead of wondering why they are the way they are. Weird. But that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below what your own opinion is on this. Maybe there are some against it. I understand that. This is the internet. I'm putting my opinion out there to some place that will probably hate me, but thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're having a good week, and I will see you in probably 2 days time or maybe tomorrow. All my social networking sites are down there, my cleavage in the description box below, or you can subscribe to my channel, be notified every time I make a new video. Don't forget to choose happiness, and happiness will choose you. Stay positive, stay awesome, stay sexy. Give this video a thumbs up if you like these sit down on the floor real talks, and let me know suggestions of what I can call these series of videos. Stay happy and be true to you. Calm, collective and beautiful and stereotypical conventions and I just like it. It's really different to what you'd usually see, and not a lot of people had seen this before, and this is a great conversation starter, let me just tell you this. I don't know if some of you guys know, but I do have a Little Mermaid laptop sticker on my laptop too. I just love Disney, I love princesses. This is my laptop sticker. I still love her so